Hello, folks. This is Gregory Robinson, author of Time Machine, coming at you with our Fast Five on Friday. Coming at you here from the home office, my desk in the dining room. Today, I wanted to kind of talk about how we motivate people. We have dinner with a couple every Thursday night at the local Mexican restaurant, and their teenage daughter comes with them. She recently tried out for the lacrosse team at school, and we were so excited to ask how it was going. And she told us it was tough, but she liked it. She liked the teammates and the girls she was going to be playing with, and really liked the sport. And I was thrilled to hear it. I think kids learn so much from organized sports. Team, the team attitude, and there's just a lot of things you learn. And she told us it was tough. She went on to tell us that one of the coaches kind of yelled at her for a mistake. And I remember my years of playing football, and it reminded me about all the coaches that had yelled at me over the years. And it got me to thinking about the different styles of motivation. So sometimes it's necessary to be assertive when trying to, move someone out of their comfort zone, to, in a way, kind of force growth, and to push someone past what they thought was possible. It's necessary to do a lot of those standard coaching things, motivating by, raising your voice and that kind of thing. And on the other end of the spectrum is kind of the positive reward method. And there are situations where either method has its valid place. But in thinking about these two styles, it occurred to me that the problem with a negative reinforcement type motivation, where punishment is doled out for unwanted behavior, it requires constant repetition. When the reward method is used, the subject is motivated not only to produce the wanted behavior, but to understand why that behavior is wanted to improve their chance for more reward. And this is a metaphor, so don't take this, quite so literally, but my point basically is that the problem with beating a dog to get them to do what you want them to do is that you have to beat them every time you want them to do something. If you use the reward method, they will want to do it. And this works the same with employees, with teammates, with anybody you come into contact with, to motivate them. They don't have to be rewarded every time, but they're willing to perform the task for the possibility of that reward. So, again, the problem with negative reinforcement is that it takes constant repetition to get the subject to do what you're trying to motivate them to do. When it's disengaging the mental part of it. When you use a positive reward system, it engages the mind, and they want to know why they're getting rewarded, and they want to know, how do I continue this behavior to keep getting the reward? And it's just the way our brains are wired. So, when you're thinking about that toy that little Johnny's left in the living room for the 1,000th time, and you've yelled and you've screamed 1,000 times, and he just will never pick that thing up. Start thinking about that. Okay, I've yelled at him 1,000 times. This is obviously not working. Try a different tact. When you finally do find that he's picked up the toy, you praise him for it. You thank him for it. You let him know that this is important because, when you reward and use rewards to positively motivate someone, it's going to stick in their brain so much better. The negative reinforcement method is only going to get rid of one behavior. They're not really going to think about why. They're only going to avoid this one behavior so that they don't receive the punishment. So think about that in your dealings with your children, with your friends, with any team members that you might be coaching. Just kind of think about that. When you're placed in a position of authority over someone, you have to really consider what the best method is for motivating people. So just kind of think about that today. And this has been our Fast Five on Friday. Wanted to invite you, if you are catching these via my Facebook post or link that I'm leaving, search me out on Instagram. There's usually on these Fast Five on Fridays and Wisdom Wednesdays, there's usually a picture I use on the Instagram that's always funny and has something to do with what we're talking about. So, search me out and find me on there. If you have any comments or questions, you can shoot me an email at gchild, that's GCHILD 418 at gmail.com. I'd love to hear from you. Hope you have a great Friday. Hope you have a great day. And I hope the good Lord blesses you today.